6-inch reach advantage. Can that be a significant factor? Or can Carl Frampton cut down the ring? Hughes turned pro quite young, 19 years old, had a few more fights. He's had a 12-rounder, as you mentioned, Jim, had a lot more experience. Only one knockout, though. Not an awful lot of power. Frampton whacks. And he comes in as an overwhelming favourite.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Hearn, sponsored by 888 Poker, live and exclusive on Sky Sports HD Fight Night, proudly present 12 3-minute rounds of boxing for the Super Bantamweight Championship of the Commonwealth. The officials have been appointed by the Commonwealth Council and the British Boxing Board of Control. Commonwealth representative from the Commonwealth Boxing Council, Mr. Simon Block. British Boxing Board of Control steward in charge, John Handelar. Timekeeper at the bell, Bob Edgeworth from Bromley. The three scoring judges at ringside for this championship contest are Richie Davies from All Hallows, Ian John Lewis from Gillingham, and John Keane from Wellingborough. Finally, when the action commences, the star referee in charge of the action is Mr. Mark Green from Romford. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the blue-coloured shorts trimmed with white. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 8 stone, 9 pounds, 1 ounce. His excellent record reads 16 contests, 15 wins. One of those wins coming by way of knockout, with just the solitary defeat. Presenting the challenger from Bells Hill, Scotland, Kris Hughes. And opposing him, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the black colour shorts trimmed with gold. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 8 stone, 9 pounds, 8 ounces. His perfect record reads 11 contests, 11 wins, 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he makes the proud first defense of his title, presenting the Super Bantamweight Champion of the Commonwealth from Belfast, Northern Ireland, Carl the Jackal Frampton. Mr. Green, with his final instructions, 12 3-minute rounds.
Your instructions and gesture. Remember what I told you. Protect yourselves at all times. Shake hands, gentlemen. Good luck to both of you.
A fascinating clash of styles. Carl Frampton, who according to Barry McGuigan can do it all, but what we've seen of him is very much as a come-forward pressure fighter who wears you down and breaks you up. Against Kris Hughes, who does a southpaw. He's tricky, he's awkward, but can he keep Frampton at range? Frampton comes out fast, meaning business.
Well, I think Frampton realises because of the lack of power in the Hughes' make-up that he can afford to take chances. He's get right down to work, and straight away he was looking for the big punches. He doesn't want to do anything erratic, just wants to keep control of his boxing.
Hughes has been working for the last 3 weeks with Colin McNeil as his trainer, former light middleweight, who actually boxed for the Commonwealth light middleweight title, lost against Ozzy Duran, and a southpaw himself. And McNeil's been saying, you've got to keep that lead leg, that right leg has got to be outside the lead leg of Frampton, so you can keep moving, stay out of trouble, frustrate Frampton.
Well, you can see Frampton's thinking what he's doing. He's leading with the right hand, which a lot of people feel is the punch against the southpaw. Good upper body movement. He's thinking his way around this early, so he's well prepared.
Yeah, that strategy from Colin McNeil is absolutely sound. Executing it is the problem as Frampton goes to work with the right hand.
I think he's been clever here. He's drawing leads from Hughes, trying to draw mistakes from him. Hughes kind of reaches with his punches, which is a little bit dangerous against a short, squat, little counter puncher.
Reddening up around the just a little bit there, Hughes. So Frampton's done some damage. And this is the problem that Hughes has got. He doesn't have the power to back him up. He's going to see him here all night long. Good little left to the body there from Frampton. And already just watching that lead leg of Hughes, it's slipping inside Frampton's lead leg far too often. That's going to cut off his movement.
And there's no snap in Hughes' jab, which is a major problem. You have to have enough to gain the respect of the other fellow, so Hughes is going to have to snap that jab out with some meat in it.
He was very confident yesterday afternoon when I spoke to him. He said he loves being the underdog, he loves being brought down here just to lose. He thinks he's got a plan, but that plan does involve going deep into this fight.
I mean, Hughes looked confident in his match into the ring, and he's looked fairly confident in the opening round. Nothing that Frampton's done has knocked him out of that. So maybe he does fancy the job right enough, as not just empty words.
But that strategy that he came up with Colin McNeil of moving to the right all the time is going to be difficult to execute if he keeps having his lead leg, his right leg, inside Frampton, and Frampton is cutting off that movement very effectively. It's a good round for the champ.
Nick his ground, get that left hand a little bit higher.
Frampton has got the best of both worlds, the old school Jerry Story and the high-tech Shane McGuigan, Barry's son. It really is it ought to be a clash of styles. Those two ought not to be able to work together. I mean, Shane deals with nutrition and science and all the rest of it, and it's spitting sawdust for Jerry, but it works. Round two. Carl Frampton, the defending champion, the smaller man in the black trunks, Kris Hughes, the rangy southpaw from Bells Hill in Scotland, just southeast of Glasgow. That hotbed of producing football managers like Jock Stein, Bill Shankly, Sir Matt Busby, and a long list. Never produced a world-class boxer.
Hughes looking as though he's trying to put a bit more meat into the shots, trying to take the initiative a little bit more. Maybe just wanted to look at Frampton in the opener. Frampton can't really throw combinations difficult against an elusive opponent like this, and the right hand lead is working for him.
Look at those lefts to the body, double up the left hook to the body. Body shots you would feel are going to be significant in this one. But Frampton tends to be a wear you down type of fighter rather than a spark you out with a single punch type. They both trained diligently for this. They've both got partners and babies that they left to train for this one, so the dedication cannot be questioned.
You can see Frampton working things out. That was good. You can see he's thinking, he's trying to draw mistakes, trying to draw the leads and pouncing in with the counters. Good work from Frampton.
He's trying to work behind that long southpaw jab. Trying to keep moving to the right. With another little right hand dug into the midsection from Frampton. Picking his shots well and then just slipping inside. Good right hand to the body though from Hughes.
Frampton's making them miss with pretty much all of the head shots. And he's putting meat in his own punches. Good work there from Frampton.
There's something you notice when you watch him sparring, Carl Frampton. It looks like a wide open stance. It's deceptive though because he rides shots and slips shots very well. His conditioning is terrific, his reflexes are great, his understanding of what his opponent is doing is very good indeed, and he doesn't take a lot of shots.
Yeah, and the fact that Hughes is standing off at full range, it gives him that little bit of space just to get his work done. Hughes really has to step in with the punches, he's reaching with them, and Frampton dealing with them without a problem.
There was a grimace as one of those right hands from Frampton landed, and a right hook lands upstairs. Mark Green just separating them, and there's not much authority coming from Hughes, and a little bit of blood around the nose as well. And Frampton is slowly but surely working him over.
Yeah, Hughes is losing the first couple of rounds, but he's actually doing not too badly. He's giving it a go.
Barry McGuigan looking nervously at ringside. Actually looks fairly calm the way things have gone so far. Looks after Carl Frampton's affairs. Has very, very high hopes for him. His other son Shane just to his right there as well, and he'll be happy with what he's seen so far.
Yeah, well, Frampton looking that little bit sharper. He's the one with the snap on his punches. But Hughes putting up a show.
Yeah, Hughes giving it a go, as he said he would. And you have to, let's face it, but the strategy and tactics not really working. Got to work the jab. You can hear Colin McNeil in his corner saying jab, jab. And then move to the right. And Frampton very good at cutting this ring down.
Frampton just has to be careful he doesn't start to become frustrated. He wants to get power into the punches, but he can't pin him down, and it's single punches he's having to throw. So he's just going to have to be patient, bide his time, and when the pace slows, he'll get his chances, I'm sure.
There is always the danger in this game of looking beyond an opponent, and that's been talked about ad infinitum. We heard Barry McGuigan on ringside Thursday night talking about it. He said, we have not looked past Kris Hughes. It's a mistake to talk about Scott Quigg and Rendell Monroe, Kiko Martinez and all the others. You've got to take care of the man in front of you, and he seems very, very focused tonight. Frampton, another good left to the body, a really punishing left hook.
And you saw him raising the tempo. As soon as he landed a hurtful punch, raised the tempo, moved in to inflict some more damage. He's just biding his time, waiting for the chance, and he will pounce.
And it's hurtful with both fists. Getting through with a right hand there. Landed a right to the body earlier. That seemed to shake Hughes up a little bit, and Hughes falling short again. Hughes' work is starting to lose its conviction, just throwing very almost aimless punches now.
Yeah, and Frampton's able to throw combinations now, so maybe beginning to pin Hughes down a little bit more than he was doing.
You saw that one coming, but you look especially at the southpaw jab, Jim. There's no snap to it from Hughes at all.
And that's always going to be the big problem tonight for Hughes. It doesn't have the punches to discourage Frampton. Don't have to be knocking people out, but they have to respect your power, and Frampton quite obviously doesn't.
He's still falling really short with his punches here, Hughes. Threw 4 punches a few moments ago, none of them landed. Another one there, that was a little bit better, but look at the punishment he took in return. Another one of those whipping left hooks to the body. And another body shot, and Frampton is mixing it up well. I mean, he is throwing headshots as well, but clearly he feels that there's some success to be had from attacking the Hughes body.
A redness in Hughes' right eye. I don't know if it's a little graze. It didn't look like a serious cut, but I noticed just a little bit of redness.
Yeah, he got that early. It doesn't seem to have worsened. And again, making Frampton miss. But those have been... Well, Frampton attacking the body, as we said, not solely, but winning that battle comprehensively.
Every time you stop moving, you put your leg in sight, let him get his leg outside yours.
No, I mean, causing 1 or 2 problems, if you like, Hughes, but not really making any impact so far on Frampton, and no real signs that he's capable of doing that, I'm afraid.
And during the break, Colin McNeil was just telling him again, his man, Kris Hughes, you've got to get your stance right, got to get that right leg outside your opponent's lead leg. He said, if we don't do that, we've got no chance. And they went to work on the right eye a little bit as well, which you noticed Jim was reddening up a little bit. Might even be a small cut that they managed to contain. But again, you just look at that lead leg, it's inside all the time.
I just think the longer this goes, the lack of power is going to count more and more against Kris Hughes. When the pace slows and the legs are not getting him out of trouble, I mean, it's just a rear guard action at the moment. He's not making any impression on Frampton whatsoever. Frampton's looking so comfortable, thinking out every move, doing nothing reckless, not becoming frustrated. It's a good show from Frampton so far.
Again, another jab from the southpaw, falls short. It's unbelievable considering the reach differential, and there's another one. I mean, you'd have to take a risk to step in, and he's clearly unwilling to take that risk, Kris Hughes. but he is slowly and systematically getting worn down here. That was another terrific assault from Frampton. Really picking his shots well, going through the gears and up in the tempo.
Well, I think this is what the fight needs. It needs Frampton to raise the tempo. Been a little one-paced. Now he's made that impression, made the breakthrough. Now he wants to declare war a little bit more.
Well, he landed a flush right hand a few moments ago. Hughes soaked it up. And again, there's the switch downstairs. And Hughes desperately tries to cover up. But he just can't land anything that's bothering Frampton one little bit.
He's showing the courage. He's coming back with his own punches after he's blocked the onslaught. They just can't make an impression. No signs they can do it. If Frampton wants to become an attraction, then he's going to have to look just a little bit better. He's got a little bit disjointed, if you like, standing off, just looking to outsmart. Maybe for the excitement level, Frampton wants to move in there and stay there, let the punches flow.
The second assault on this title for Kris Hughes went down on points to Jamie Arthur back in 2010. Unanimous, just ran out of ideas in that one, in a scrappy one.
I think Frampton's getting the tempo right now. He's got to make things a little bit hotter for Hughes. He's just picking away, moving nicely, showing some impressive work. But if he wants to get him out of there, he's got to raise the tempo as he's doing now.
And that left hook to the body is there all night long for Carl Frampton. Hughes showing no sign of picking it up at all. Pretty one-sided. Tough to make a case for Hughes even getting a...
Come on, sit up. Come on.
Frampton really picking his shots and punishing his opponent, especially in that last round.
Just come back faster.
I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. 54% success rate.
Yeah, because he's not wasting punches. I mean, I think Frampton is showing his smart side tonight. You know, just drawing mistakes, punishing Hughes every mistake he makes. But I think for the excitement level, for the fans, we want to see him up the tempo and just make things a little bit hotter for Hughes than he's done.
Well, we've seen him in his last couple of fights. It took him a while to work out Robbie Turley, but he came on very strong at the end. Worked out Mark Kwan, the Australian, who he beat to win this title pretty easily and put him away in 4. And you certainly get the sense he's worked out what Kris Hughes is all about. And now, as you say, Jim, it's time surely to get the job finished. Again, another good body attack to start this round.
I mean,
it's better from Hughes.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing plenty of courage all the way through, Hughes. Just needs some more snap.
Well, landed a decent combination, really, for the first time in the fight. You just don't feel that he can bother Frampton at all in terms of his punch power. But at least he's showing some intent.
I mean, you have to compliment Frampton for the fact he's thinking what he's doing. He's not taking any punches. He's working things out. I mean, everything he's done tonight so far has been impressive. But you just feel he wants to go to work, set a pace and keep that pace going. Just impose himself just a little bit more.
Drew the lead there. Caught his man with a counter. Clever again. But in total control, but under very little pressure as well. No stress for Frampton, having things every bit his own way in there at the moment. Hughes really having trouble with that jab. It should be a weapon. It needs to be a weapon for him to have any chance at all in this fight. And it's just been a non-factor.
See, the problem for Hughes, he's the boxer, but he's been outboxed. I mean, Frampton really has shown tonight that he's clever. You know, he's offering some target, tempting Hughes to throw the leading punch, then punishing him when he tries it. So that's good stuff from Frampton. He's certainly not just a little fireball. He's learning good technique in there.
Damage done with the right hand, straight right hands this time. Good variety from Frampton. Mixing his punches up again, punishing that lazy lead from Hughes, another right hand. And Hughes really just absorbing an awful lot of punishment here. Great courage and commitment and bravery from the Scot.
Yeah, but Frampton now doing what's required. He's staying on him now.
And the cracks are starting to show. Really been on the wrong end of a bit of a pasting here so far, Kris Hughes, but sticking with it. But bleeding quite heavily now from the nose and looking very weary. Adam Smith is with Richie Woodall at ringside.
Thanks, Nick. Richie, is it one of those intelligent performances, sharp, smart and clever from Frampton?
Yeah, Frampton's boxing a good fight because what he's doing, Adam, is he's on the front foot, but he's boxing as a counter-puncher on the front foot. So as he's going forward, he appears to attack him, but just as he gets into punching range, he'll stop, he'll draw the lead of Hughes, and then he'll counter. The mistake that Hughes is making, his timing and his accuracy have been terrible here tonight. His jab's far too slow. He should wait a little bit longer and let Frampton lead rather than overstretch and then get caught with the counter.
The York Hall crowd a little quiet.
Yeah.
Do they want a bit more excitement from Frampton with those combinations?
Yeah, what we're seeing now is, the crowd a little bit quiet. We need to see Frampton finish this fella off now. Enough's enough.
Maybe time to up the tempo again, thinks Richie, Nick.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Richie. Yeah, maybe it is time to step it up a little bit at a sold-out York Hall, such is the interest in Carl Frampton.
Yeah, well, like young Carl, he wants to be an attraction, he wants to look good. OK, it's not always easy against different kinds of opponents, but really he should get in there, get into range, stay there. He has the power, the strength, the fitness, everything that's required to get this job completed. So he's going to have to think about going in there and getting it done.
Oh, hurt him there. Good combination, and for the first time in the fight, Hughes just had to grab hold of something. That one really got through. That's a combination of his own in response. No venom in those punches from Kris Hughes. It's one of the things that Barry McGuigan talks about a lot, the power that Carl Frampton has. If he's got that power, he really needs to be thinking about getting rid of this fella in the next couple of rounds, you would think, because he's landed an awful lot of punches on him.
Not too many on the chin, though, that's the thing. I mean, no, a nice little comeback there from Hughes. But when you're facing a man who 90% of his thinking is on not getting caught cleanly, it's difficult to get the job done. Now, we'll have to give Hughes some credit. He's a good fighter, plenty of talent, just has absolutely no power, and that's what's letting him down tonight. But he's not easy to pin down and catch cleanly. But the pace has been wrong in some of the rounds of Frampton. He just has to make it a lot hotter for Hughes than he's done. Get into range, let some punches go, stay there now, he has to stay there.
Hughes prepared for exactly this type of fight. Boxed a lot of rounds in sparring with Stuart Green, the Scottish light welterweight champion, who is a real come-forward boxer.
Good little response there from Hughes. His own defences have never scattered, he's kept them nice and tight. Better there, but he has to stay. Really put a good shot.
Again, drew the lead and punished his man as a result. And another left to the body. And Frampton keeps the pressure on, switches the left hook upstairs this time. And Hughes just trying to stay with it.
Yes, a gutsy showing from Kris Hughes. I mean, you can't fault him here. I mean, it was a massive task for him. He was a heavy underdog. Nobody fancied him to do the job. I think he's done himself proud so far. We could not have expected any more from him.
No, he certainly hasn't been blown away, which a lot of experts thought might happen. 3 or 4 rounds, another mark gone. Well, he's trying to finish it here, Frampton, in round 6. And just takes a breather again, punishes him with the counter. How often have we seen that? And they're very animated in the Frampton corner now. And now they've settled down because the bell's coming. They thought there was an opening there. But Hughes gets through another torrid 3 rounds.
Keep that score, right? Come on. Fuck him, right? Keep that score. Now, come on. Get the back leg up for Clicker Hampton. Use your power, use your speed. Push off that for your jab. Right? Come on, 2 of them. Keep down the circles. You're too busy with this shit. The leg, you want him to get the leg inside, he's just teeing off. Right?
And apologies for the language. His emotions running high in the Hughes corner.
Well, some real pluck shown by Kris Hughes in that round, and it had to be because Frampton at last has raised the tempo, has moved into range and stayed there, and then a little macho show from Kris. Yep, well done, giving us a show that he's been outgunned from the first bell. He doesn't have the strength or the power to make any impression.
Did a decent job of blocking shots in that assault from Frampton, but that's not always been the case in this fight. Frampton has scored with plenty. And Mark Green looks at some of that Vaseline on the eye and says, right, get rid of some of that. Three scoring judges, should we need them. It would be very hard to make a case for Kris Hughes troubling them too much, but again he's come out trying to have a go here. Frampton covering up well.
And that's the difference when he tries to put a little bit of snap into his own punches. Okay, he can't sustain it, but you saw the difference. It stopped the march forward of Frampton. We know he can't sustain that, he doesn't have the strength to do that. But again, what a good show he's put on.
Right hand, that might be it. That was a huge shot. Hughes is desperately struggling to get up, but he's all over the place. Yeah, Mark Green's done the right thing. That took everything. We said he had to finish it in style if he was going to be living up to the hype. He delivered. The McGuigan camp happy. Carl Frampton delivered on his potential. That right hand was explosive. Goodness knows how Hughes even got up from it. It says a lot about him and his courage.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what we needed here. I mean, Frampton showed a lot tonight. He showed smart boxing, smart skills, coming forward, drawing leads, throwing good counter-punching. But we needed the excitement level to be raised, and he certainly did that in style. Beautiful punch to finish the job. He was never really catching Hughes cleanly on the chin throughout the rounds. Hughes' defences were so good, his movement was so good, but they finally let him down there. Frampton got through, bang on the chin. Probably the first full-blooded punch he's landed on Hughes' chin tonight. And we got the desired effect as far as the Frampton camp are concerned. Good finish, and I think we needed that to keep on beating the drum about young Frampton. But he showed a lot of things now. He's not just a little slugger, he has good technique. He thinks his way around a boxing ring, and then he demonstrates, yes, he also has the power when it's needed.
And that, a very impressive one-punch knockout in the end. And Hughes, tremendous courage, but there was really no decision there. Mark Green had no hesitation in saying enough's enough, because Hughes was just all over the place. And celebration time for Carl Frampton, who really put some icing on a very tasty cake tonight and is still Commonwealth champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 48 seconds of round number 7, referee Mark Green has stopped the contest. In his opinion, Kris Hughes was in no position to continue. Your winner, still undefeated and still the super bantamweight champion of the Commonwealth from Belfast, Northern Ireland, your winner, Carl the Jackal Frampton. The going challenge, Kris Hughes.
Retains his Commonwealth Super Bantamweight title. That's a sensational 7th round knockout. Systematically broke down Kris Hughes, and what a finish in the end. More from a breathtaking undercard on the way a little bit later on, and big fight analysis on the way with Spencer Oliver and Carl Froch. That's next.